Hey, let's take a look at a few more examples of using division with surds. So don't forget, our rule for division of surds here was if I've got the square root of a fraction, I can split that into the square root of the numerator over the square root of the denominator, and vice versa if I need to. Let's take this one. Negative root 10 divided by root 2. Remember, divided by is basically what a fraction means, isn't it? The top divided by the bottom. So I can rewrite that as negative root 10 over root 2. Let's put the negative sign right out the front here. It could be at the top, could be at the bottom. So we're going to put it right here in the middle. Now this part, the root 10 over root 2, I can take a fraction that has roots on the top and bottom and undo it or rewind it back into something like this. So I could rewrite this section as the square root of 10 over 2. These two pieces are the same. Root 10 over root 2 is the same as square root of the whole fraction. Now 10 over 2 is 5, so I can simply write the section inside the square root there as 5. My answer is negative root 5. Let's have a look at another example. We're going to take 2 bites at this one. We're going to solve this one 2 different ways, and just to show you what some of your options are. 12 root 18 over 3 root 3. In my first case, I'm going to write this out, and I can see I've got common factors between the 12 and the 3 here. I can cancel or simplify that down to 4 root 18 on the top, because 3 fits into 3 once and it fits into 12 4 times. So I can rewrite that as 4 root 18. Root 18 I can split using my rules for multiplication as root 6 and root 3. Now the reason I would do that is I've got a root 3 on the bottom. So now I've got another common factor that I can cancel. So that, remember, root 18 I could write as the square root of its 2 factors. The reason I went for the root 3 is because I had a root 3 on the bottom. They would cancel out. What that leaves me with is 4 root 6. I could solve that one a little differently. Let's start back where we were. I can split this into 2 fractions. I could sort of chop it right down the middle here, because 12 over 3 times root 18 over root 3. If I multiplied that fraction out, the top would be 12 root 18. And the bottom would be 3 times root 3. So they are the same thing. I've just chopped down the middle, which is fine. I'm allowed to do that because if I multiplied this out, I'd end up back where I started. 12 over 3 I can simplify down to 4. Root 18 over root 3, using my rule, I can undo that or change that back to a square root with the fraction inside. So root 18 over root 3, I could write as a square root of 18 over 3. 18 over 3 is 6, so 18 divided by 3 is 6, which gives me my 4 root 6, which was the same answer, just a different approach, using some different techniques, but both valid and both work fine.